Hi, right, I want to talk to you today as a follow-on to my last video. My last video was about the key to being successful as a personal trainer, commercially successful as a personal trainer. I want to give you the key now to being successful as a personal trainer in the gym when it comes to getting results. Because the key thing for commercial success are the results that you can get, because ultimately word of mouth, evidence, everything else will fall into place. How do you get results as a personal trainer? Now, of course, I am going to couch this and reference this against body composition work because that's what I know. But it doesn't have to apply just to body composition work. It can apply to everything. The number one rule that you need to enact as a personal trainer for getting results, and I look distracted because my children have just come into the door, so I'm going to wave them away because this is important. 2 minutes. The number one result, right? The number one thing you can do to get a result is not incisive knowledge of their diet. It's not training somebody hard. It's not periodizing their programs. It's not following my book. It's not doing all Charles Poliquin's courses. It's none of these things, or any of the knowledge-based things that you may think. It's very simple. Can you own your client's mind? If you cannot own your client's mind, you will not be able to push them emotionally, physically, mentally to the level that you need to really get a result every time. Of course, you can't get a result every time, but you can get a better result than average every time. You're always going to have winners. There's always going to be losers. You should judge yourself not on the easy ones, but you should judge yourself by the client that's on the edge. They might go one way, they might go the other way, they might be average. But if you can get into their head, they're going to follow your diet. Most people, I've said this many times, diet's not fancy. It doesn't have to be overly complicated. Green vegetables, animal protein, blah, portion control. We can spin it however we want to spin it, but it's not super complicated. What makes your client follow a diet that works? One that they can follow. What makes them follow a diet? Hunger? Yeah, hunger from within, sure. But if it's hunger from within, they don't need you that much. A lot of them need you more. It's the hunger that you give them. It's the self-belief that you give them. It's the care that you give them. It's the attention that you give them. It's the inspiration that you give them. Are you doing that with your client, or are you, when your client walks into the gym, you're going, have you done with the diet today? Oh, you've done all right, that's it, forget about it, you don't do anything. No, if you're hungry enough to get inside your client's head, and you've talked about diet, because diet is the most complicated thing, and it's the governing factor for body composition, then you're going to have much better results. And everything that I've just said to you applies to every other factor that might influence body composition results. Recovery. Are you discussing it with them? Are you in their mind? So many times, and then it's training, it's the same thing. So many times I've had people say to me, well, it's not the same when I didn't train with you, Nick, but I did better than I ever did because I imagined you were standing over me. Can you get to that level? Can you get to that level to get into your client's head? Because if you can do that, you are gonna be a good trainer. You might not be a great trainer. You might not have great knowledge. Your knowledge might be thin on the ground. But knowledge is fucking useless unless it's put into practice. One of the most knowledgeable trainers I used to know many years ago, super knowledgeable, super smart about training science and dietary science and hormones and endocrinology, the whole kit and caboodle. But he had the physique and the personality of a moth. And because of that, he could not get inside his client's head. And because he couldn't get inside his client's heads, I never saw a result. And this guy is still knocking around the London scene, I believe. He's gone from one gym to another gym to another gym, and he's never really made it because he doesn't have the personality to get it and the drive to get inside somebody's head. Getting inside somebody's head takes a certain knack. It's practice. Life experience helps. That's why I always say experience counts and age helps. It's by no means a given. An older trainer is not necessarily better than a younger trainer, and there are many great young trainers out there. But experience in this game does count. Get inside your client's head. It's hard work. The best trainers work hard. I'm sat here now wearing a Be an Athlete. Can you see this? A Be an Athlete t-shirt put out by my good friend Phil Learning. A lot of you will know who Phil Learning is. Phil Learning is a great example. We're not talking about the mindset thing here, although he can do that. We're talking about a guy who grafts, a guy who works, and now he works, he grafts. He's made his clients believe in him, so he gets into the head of his clients. And now he's got, amongst a myriad of other things he's doing, he's got this amazing clothing line, Be an Athlete. These are inspirational examples for you, but you can be your own inspiration, and you should always be an inspiration for your clients. It's why UP is known for having trainers who are in shape. I don't believe that a guy who's in amazing shape is necessarily a great trainer. I don't believe a guy who's in terrible shape knows nothing about training. I don't. It's not as clear-cut as that. I do believe that if you're going to, wank on about hypertrophy, by the way, if there's no evidence that you've done it yourself ever, right? Experience leaves clues. You might have terrible genetics, be patchy with your diet, but if you know about training, you've been doing it long enough, and experience counts, there's going to be some evidence on your body because you're going to put some muscle on. That's a digression. Get into people's heads. It's hard work. You have to care. The best trainers are the hungriest trainers. They're not the smartest. The best trainers are the ones who care the most. They're not the ones who are in the best shape. But if you're in good shape, you inspire your clients. So it's a part of the whole. Can you inspire your clients? If you turn up late all the time to your appointment, your client's not going to buy into you because your client's going to think he doesn't buy into me. If you don't check in with them on email on occasion, your client's going to think she doesn't care about me. If you show up with a belly, you've got to be pretty, you can get away with it, but you've got to be pretty damn hot at what you do, and you've probably got to show them at some stage in your life you've been in great shape. If Arnold Schwarzenegger came to train me now, do you think I would have a shit workout because he doesn't look great anymore? Do you think I would complain because I would argue that my training knowledge is different from his? Or do you think he would own my mind completely and I would train like a fucking demon? I would train like a fucking demon, right? Obviously, we can't replicate the Arnold Schwarzenegger thing, but we can be an inspiration for our clients by the example that we set, by showing them that every set and every rep of every set, we give a shit about what they do. We watch. We don't do this. We don't fucking text, right? We don't chat to other people in the gym. We stand there. We watch what our clients do. When they do something wrong, we tell them. When they do something right, we tell them. When they've done a personal best, however small or tiny it may be, we tell them. We show them that we are even more invested in their success than they are. And eventually, if you do that, the person who isn't sure that they can do this, the person who is skeptical, the person who's never had any belief in their ability to change their body, all of a sudden starts to believe. Now, over the course of all the videos that I give, because I'm enjoying giving these videos, which has surprised me, I'm going to give you tips on how to get inside somebody's head. Because it's not as simple as just caring. But really, the just caring thing, if you do it, and you really do it, so much will take care of itself. And then this is not, I'm going to finish off. This doesn't mean you shouldn't learn everything. You should learn everything. The more knowledge you have, the better. If we take me, and we take a trainer who doesn't know as much as me, and we both care as much, I'm going to win. Okay? I'm going to win. But if we take me, and I am lazy, idle, don't care, I'm bored, and we've all seen these experienced trainers who are bored with everything. And then you take a 21-year-old kid, fresh from university, minimal PT experience, but he just smashes his clients up and he calls them, he texts them, he emails them, he asks them how they're doing, he cares. They buy into him. That trainer is going to smash the crap out of me. And I'm going to be made to look like a chump. Personal trainers charge a lot of money per hour. It's an expensive thing for people to take on. I feel every client deserves the attention as if they're an Olympic athlete or a rock star. Doesn't matter. Everybody does. So that's me, and that's me talking, I'm going to wrap this up, about the one thing that you need to do, the one secret that you and every other personal trainer must follow for results. Get into your client's head. There is no substitute for it, and it is a total non-negotiable to your success as a trainer, whether it's body composition, rehab, or anything else, because people need to buy into you because they take their bodies with them all the time. They take what they eat, they take their mouths with them everywhere they go. So you need to own what goes on in here until they have a fundamental mindset shift. Okay, so this is Nick Mitchell. For personal trainers, think, care. That's what it's all about. Speak to you soon. Don't forget, subscribe, questions below. Please subscribe, gives me good positive feedback if you like these videos. Thank you.